aperture is the openings or the hole within a lens that is created by the blades within that lens, and this can cause a lot to be out of focus or a lot to be in focus. Think about the pupil of your eye. When it's dark out, the pupil gets larger, and when it's high noon or sunny, your pupil gets smaller. Same thing goes for the aperture within a lens. You need the aperture within your lens to be open as wide as it can be when it's dark out, and when it's bright out, you can close down the aperture a bit and get a lot in focus, say when taking a landscape. Take a look at the f-stop markings on these lenses. The lower the number, the wider the aperture is, so f2.8 will let in a lot of light, and the f11 won't let that much light into your camera. The aperture also controls the blur that happens within the background. At f11, a lot will be in focus. Generally, landscapes are shot at f8 or higher, and portraits are often taken at 2.8 or lower to blur the background and focus on the person in the frame. Unless we want to show details within a scene, here's a shot that was taken at like f5.6. You can see the background isn't completely blurred out, but the subject is still nice and sharp. When doing these talking head videos, I want you to be focused on what I'm saying. So shooting at f1.8 makes a lot of sense. But this is the creative choice that you as a creator can control when in the manual mode or an aperture priority mode. So here are 3 different photos, all taken at different apertures, but notice how the aperture or the opening within the lens is smaller as the f-stop gets higher. This means that you're gonna have to make other adjustments to let more or less light in using another camera setting such as your shutter speed. Shooting at f8 doesn't let that much light into your camera, so in order to shoot at f8, sometimes you might need a lower shutter speed to adjust for the desired aperture, but that's what photography is all about. We're trying to balance out the exposure. Balancing the exposure using those 3 main camera settings, that's what it's all about. But if you remember, the lower the f-stop, the more light you're letting in. The higher the f-stop, the less light you're letting in. And that's what aperture is all about.